The Royal Society was founded November 28, 1660. It originally began as a group of 12 intellects. It arose after a lecture by Christopher Wren, who has become the founder and first president of the Society. Of the 12 members, the most notable were Robert Boyle, John Wilkins, Sir Robert Moray, and William Viscount Bruckner. In the beginning, the Society met weekly at Gresham College because they did not have a designated place to meet. They would meet to discuss their individual scientific findings as well as contemporary findings. They would also perform experiments together. The Society did not receive its charter until 1663, when it became known as the Royal Society. The Society quickly grew as it founded its own library and museum of scientific specimens.
Tell us about the Royal Society, Christopher.
Well, we met once a week at Gresham College because we didn't have a place of our own. 12 of us started it. We discussed calculus, geography, geology, hockey, the Red Wings, how the Pittsburgh Penguins suck, and natural phenomenon. Our goal was to start a college for the promoting of the physical, mathematical experimental learning. It was awesome.
In 1662, the Society published its first 2 books with permission from the Royal Charter. They named this publication Philosophical Transactions. It is still published today and is the oldest scientific journal in the world. In the early days of the Society, one had to be elected as a member to join. The elections were not well established, however, and it was not an original requirement for members to be scientists. But in 1731, it became required that each candidate had to be proposed in writing. The Society was again moved to the Somerset House in 1780, which was an arrangement made by Sir Joseph Banks, who had become president in 1788. Mr. Hooke, what did you think of Isaac Newton?
I did not trust Isaac Newton. I was not very quick to accept many of his ideas. People claim that tricky little crumpet plagiarized. And I wholeheartedly concur.
Now, what was your role in the Royal Society?
Much of my scientific work was conducted as the curator of experiments of the Royal Society. When I died, Isaac Newton, who was president of the Society, destroyed all records of me in the Society, along with the only portrait.
Today, the Royal Society has been described as a fellowship of the world's most eminent scientists. The Society publishes 9 peer-reviewed journals, including Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society, the world's oldest scientific title. Awards for outstanding achievements are given each year in the form of medals, prizes, and prize lectureships. Each year, the Society hosts various events, conferences, lectures, and discussion meetings. It houses one of the world's most important collections of 17th and 18th century scientific journals and books in its library. The Royal Society provides grants for more than 3,000 scientists from the United Kingdom and abroad to undertake research and participate in visits, projects, and conferences. Their funding schemes are designed to enhance the United Kingdom science base and foster collaboration between United Kingdom-based and overseas scientists. The Society is governed by an elected council of 21 fellows. The current president is Sir Paul Nurse. The council and officers have a permanent staff of around 140 people. Because the Society is registered as a charity, it receives support from individuals and organizations in the form of gifts and legacies. Isaac Newton became a member of the Royal Society in 1672. He presented one of his new telescopes and his findings on light to the Royal Society. The Royal Society then set up a committee to evaluate Newton's findings, led by Robert Hooke. Hooke had different ideas about light and was slow to accept Newton's ideas. This disappointed Newton and caused him to consider not circulating his discoveries in the future. Because of Hooke, details of Newton's telescope were not communicated for over 30 years. After several more battles between Newton and Hooke, Newton decided to publish the Principia in 1689. Today, the Principia is arguably one of Newton's most famous works, but Hooke criticized this more and insisted that it was plagiarized from some of Hooke's work. This caused Newton to virtually withdraw from the Royal Society until 1703. After Robert Hooke's death in 1703, Newton was elected president of the Royal Society. He was re-elected annually until his death in 1727. Newton's rule over the Royal Society is described as tyrannical and autocratic. He did not abide contradiction or controversy. He seemed to use his position in the society for personal advantage.
Christopher, tell us about the Royal Society.
Nice try, close.
Ready. Ew, just got that.
Shut up!